Oh, racing. That's not a game I've ever heard of. It sounds like a racing track, doesn't it? Hey guys, welcome out to the stream. So you may notice if you've taken a look at like the title and the game playing, you can probably see that. We are not playing .hack today. I guess we can sort of talk about this at the start here, and that'll make it quick to see for people who are watching on YouTube and stuff also, I guess. It's time for video games. I'm probably not going to continue streaming .hack. I kind of got to the point where, like, you know, it was starting to get to things that I didn't really remember, like, 100% what happened. And I was kind of wanting to just experience it for myself, so I've really just been playing it on my own. I've actually finished the second volume just on my own. And I also, like, don't want to go back and go through all of that again 3 hours at a time. So I think we're probably just, like, done streaming that for now. I'll figure out something else to do. That's kind of why I just wanted to play Parappa the Rapper today, because why not? I want to play Parappa the Rapper. It's been a while. So we're doing that instead. And moving forward, we'll figure out something else to do. I'll talk about it like in the next stream or make an update video or something. You can also always follow me on Twitter. I may say something on there also. But yeah, so that's what we're doing for now. We're playing Parappa the Rapper 2. Kind of gotta start this at like the same time I switch over the scene, so let's go ahead and get the manual fade out of the way. That was a bad fade out, but it's there, it's done. And now it's muted, okay. Alright, so what I need to do is essentially start this and switch the scene at the same time. Also need to turn off the music so it doesn't pick back up when I switch scenes. Okay, and go. Oh well, it's a little, the cropping's a little off because this is a 4x3 game, but so this is Parappa the Rapper 2. For some reason, this game is very loud, so if the game is a little overpowering, then let me know, but I've turned it, like, down even further than I normally do, so I think it should be fine. I've tested this a bit beforehand, so I think it should be fine. But, yeah, so here we are. This is a video game. This is a music game, a rhythm game, the sequel to Parappa the Rapper. We're gonna let this intro scene play because this is really the only, like, intro to the story you get, and the story is pretty great. Oh man, what a dream. Beard noodle.
It all started a while back. I got this coupon at a burger shop, and I won 100-year supply of noodle products. Since then, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Boy, those are some exploding noodles. The noodles just explode everywhere.
But now, I don't even want to look at it. The only thing that gets me going is the lovely Sunny Funny.
The lovely
and her
Sunny
sweet smile.
Funny.
I'll do anything for her.
Noodle product.
I know. I got it. No, I can't believe.
Oh no, Parappa can't believe his catchphrase.
Baby.
But little did I know, this was the
So he actually got up and like ran out the door. Because of the noodles, he got up and ran away from this girl he's in love with. Because she served him noodles and he's tired of noodles.
Say alright. Say oh yeah.
This is a cute little intro.
What you gonna do? I gotta believe.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of noodle meals, that's for sure. So, copyright 2002. Man, this game came out a long time ago. It's been, what, almost 16 years at this point? Wow. Alright, the start button. So I'm playing this on the PS4. The start button is like the right side of the touchpad. It kind of sucks, and I don't know why they did it that way, but they did. So I think it might load up into my little Okay, no, it's just going to start as fresh, and that's nice. So this is Parappa the Rapper 2. It came out in 2002 for the PlayStation 2. There's a lot of 2s today. I was thinking about misleading everybody and saying we're playing that game everybody wants to watch me play that ends with a number 2. It's a sequel. And then everybody would think it was like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and then I put on Parappa the Rapper 2, but this is not our regularly scheduled program. I said it at the beginning, and I'll say it again, like towards the end, I guess, but yeah, let's not talk about it now. We're playing Parappa the Rapper 2. We're here. Let's enjoy some video games. Let's check out the City Hall. This is Admiral Fussenpepper, I think his name was. He was in Jammerlammy. He was one of the stage guys, and he also just like falls asleep immediately. And we can also make him run back and forth. So this is always fun. I used to sit here and do this all the time. So we got some options. I don't think these are really that. Yeah. I like that he says it every time you go on the options. So yeah, these all look fine to me. We don't have anything to load, and we don't have any replay data. So there we go. So this is essentially the overall. This is a quick game. We'll get through it before too long. And I kind of want to go through. I'll go through the full thing. We'll do it start to finish, and then I kind of want to play it just like a little bit more after that to show you some of the things that I like about it, because I think Parappa the Rapper 2 is probably one of the best rhythm games that I've ever played, and it really doesn't like show itself fully until you've kind of like completed a full circuit pretty much, and then as you're playing through it again, that's really when I think it starts to shine, and you can see where, you know, some of the touches that they put in really shine through. And I think it's such a good game because like it will sort of adapt to you in a way. We'll see it once we get there, but you really feel like you're actually interacting with the game more than just like it's giving you notes and you're hitting them, which is kind of what like the first circuit is. But anyway, let's get going. We've got cutscenes and stuff, plenty of story as we head on through here. This sick little loading screen. Unfortunately, it doesn't load any faster on the PS4, but Beard Burgers. And of course, this game is like really classic for its art style. Like it's really known for that. This whole series is.
Sonny hates me now.
Of course he does.
Of course she does.
Yeah, thanks for rubbing it in.
Well, maybe she doesn't hate you that much.
Think so?
Hey Ryu, what's up, man?
Noodles, right? I sure can go for some noodles right now. Yum, yum, yum.
No noodles for me. No way.
Okay, then let's get something else.
All right.
All right,
Burgers
something else.
rule.
Beard Burgers, a Parappa Town tradition.
And then we have this dude. I really wish they didn't do this. So essentially, this has you like practice a phrase.
Watch them fries.
And this is boring. And look how many times you have to do it. So you see those little dots at the bottom? That's like how many times you're supposed to do it. You can just hit start and skip it though, which we're gonna do. Yeah, that's just the art style. Parappa, there's Parappa 1 and then also Jammerlammy, which is kind of a spin-off game. They're all in this art style, done by Rodney Greenblatt, if I'm not mistaken.
Me too, and I want 10 of them.
Yeah, man, 10 burgers. Noodles again.
Noodles again? What happened to the traditional burgers?
We're terribly sorry. For some reason, all our burgers turned into noodles.
Oh man, that's a conundrum.
Not that bad, though. You should try it.
That's not the point. I want a hamburger.
I see. Well, sorry, but we don't have any right now.
If only our president were alive.
Yeah.
Also,
we
I
can't
like
have no baby running the store.
I like the snail, dude.
Baby?
Baby?
Okay, I'm having a date with a real man. You babies can stay home and play with your toys.
Let's play Parappa. Let's play.
He has very vivid daydreams.
When are you guys going to grow up? Still a bunch of babies. I put my whole life into opening this store, and look what happens the moment my son takes charge. Here, let me show you how to make a real Parappa Town traditional burger.
Sure thing, Ghost Man.
Listen, learn, and play exactly as I do.
Really? Yeah, I know. I gotta believe.
So we're going to get taught by the ghost of this store's owner, apparently, and he's going to teach us how to make a burger, because they don't have any more. It's all turned into noodles. So this is the gameplay. It's very simple. It's a call and response rhythm game type thing. You'll figure it out. So there's actually a small difference in this song if you're playing the EU version versus the NA version. And I'll point it out when we get there. Otherwise, I don't really need to talk a lot. And you can mix it up and get extra points and stuff if you want. But, you know, there's not really a point other than having fun, I guess, which is a good point. And of course, it's very easy right now because this is the very beginning of the first stage. I kind of like him like speaking in the background also, like as you're playing. Parappa is noodles, oh no. Oh man, 2 buttons. You gotta listen to him close here. Did you hear him say, "My buns are very toasty"? Oh, I missed one. I think I missed that one too. Yeah, it was too early. So if you miss too many, you start going down into like bad territory. And if you stay there for too long, or if you go down into like awful territory, you risk failing the song. But this game's pretty easy for the most part. Oh, 3 buttons. Yeah, it's a good time for this. And you can, you know, have some fun like that. I like it. Now it speeds up. Now there's a difference here in this next line. So where it says "we cook the best, you better get in line," in the PAL version I think it's like "we cook the best, tastes better than wine." But of course they like censored it for the North American release. Also, I have to do this. I made him say "cut the cheese." Yo, Parappa the Rapper 2 is a good game. This is just like scratching the surface of how bizarre it gets, if we're being honest.
All right, I'm off to a good start.
These series have always been kind of surreal, so I've really enjoyed these. Alright, well, we did good. We learned how to make burgers. Oh, I thought there were scenes after it too. I guess not. Well, moving on to stage 2. And you notice there's all kinds of other options up there also, but we don't really have access to any of them yet. You have to actually, like, beat the stage first. The fry machine is a living creature. Well, you know. Oh, it's strictly for adults. If you're under 18, you gotta close your eyes.
This is where the phenomenon known as noodleization is taking place. All the food being served in this town is turning into noodles.
Whoa!
Hey, I can't eat this.
We have to stop this noodling thing.
Maybe your dad can help us. He's an inventor, right?
Yeah.
And then he still eats it anyway. That's fantastic.
Well, let's go then.
He's like, I can't eat this, and then he just eats it anyway.
This was Rodney Greenblatt reporting live from Beard Burgers in Parappa Town.
It looks like the Noodle Syndicate is finally taking
The Noodle
action.
Syndicate.
Our lives will be in danger if we don't do something.
So yeah, this guy is like a potted plant, but just like the pot, and just like a little bit of like bush up top. I don't know.
This will denoodleize everything.
Oh, the formal straight-A student saves the day.
So what is it? Well, push that green button on the TV remote control.
The TV?
Noodles are significant to all of the
Why
lore.
do that? I thought it'd be convenient. Just push that.
It's pretty
green
much the
button.
main point of this game is that all the food is turning into noodles and we
No,
have to stop
not
it.
That one. The greener button.
Oh, the more green button.
this.
Oh no, you
That's
boiled the cat.
wash. Green, but square button.
This. It better be it.
Yeah, that's it.
Here goes. Now, what in the world happened here?
Oh, almost.
Almost what?
The noodles are almost perfect.
That doesn't mean anything. What happened to us?
Oops. I cut a few corners, but I didn't think we'd shrink.
This is no joke.
Don't worry. We just have to push the green button again.
So where's the remote control?
Ay, 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 ay.
Where's Dad?
Well, let's wait for him.
Giant Parappa.
Hey, Parappa! Push that dark green but square button!
Hey, this is a good show. It makes you feel like you lost 40 pounds in a week. All muscles, too.
Maybe.
Let's try it.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the we're watching a TV show. I'm just gonna skip these practices because I don't want to like spoil the lines. I don't know. That's kind of also why I don't really like this being here. Oh man, romantic karate.
Another episode of romantic karate. Stare eye to eye as we poke each other's eyeballs out.
That
Put
doesn't
the
sound
kiddies
good.
to bed because this is strictly for adults. For adults.
Kind of sounds like a knockoff Strong Bad a little bit. Hey, there's Lammy. Danger Tick. I love Danger Tick, man. Oh, he fell.
This is great fun.
Yeah, definitely not for kids.
I get it.
Yeah, it's way better without the boombox.
Young children, relax.
Oh man, it's the onion guy from the first game.
If you learn the brand new romantic karate invented by me, you will soon enter the world of adults.
This is it. We're finally gonna enter the world of adults.
There are no rules. Just punch and kick at will. Let's try.
All right, who's ready to learn some romantic karate and become adults?
Leave.
Yes. It is time to get romantic.
Now we're talking. I still like stare eye to eye as we poke each other's eyeballs out. That's such a line.
The kick punch style remains very secure. Never bending, always the first to make a move. This time we
And keep in mind, like, our dad is watching us do this the whole time.
love kick,
Love, kick,
love punch,
love, punch,
love duck,
love, duck,
Oh, love duck.
love, turn,
love hoop,
love, chop,
love twist,
love, twist,
love pulls,
love, pose,
love hug,
love, hug,
smooth,
Got a nice little rhythm.
smooth kick,
nice punch,
nice punch,
The bass is always good in these songs too.
sweet chop,
love bite.
love,
The bear always looks tired.
With a groove so new, I will shake everybody.
That's essentially his thing.
Point of view. Meet me at the corner, pick you up a 7. Wear your best dress and I'll take you to heaven.
Oh man, I gotta keep that rhyme in mind.
Hi, hi. Hold hands.
hold hands,
I always do this too.
face to face,
Sometimes it makes you miss it. Oh well,
Worse.
I talk too much.
Hold hands.
hold hands,
Oh, it actually repeats the line.
Getting better. Love style.
love, style,
You and
Okay, I'll try not to mess up too much.
me,
together forever.
together, forever,
Yeah. Bear is essentially me. This is me in real life.
look up in the sky,
See the stars.
see the stars,
I'll hold you tight.
I'll hold you tight,
Lovers we are.
lovers we are,
Hi Barb, welcome back, buddy. It's hard to like speak while you're playing a rhrhythm game.
Anywhere we can, we all need love, no matter woman or
We've gone past karate at this point. Now we're just caressing our lover. Okay, we love punching again. Tamanegi is Japanese for onion, by the way. I'm a taxpayer? Need a good lawyer? Please don't caress your lover on stream. That's against Twitch terms of service. All right, let's get into it. And also, if you look at the bear, he pulled out like a plate of food there instead of a rose. Again, that's kind of his thing. Hey, we did it. Also, I think that's a picture of Parappa's grandma up there. Grandma Parappa.
Very smooth, very romantic. I love you.
I love you too, Sensei.
Much love to you too, Sensei.
Yeah, that's kind of the bear's thing. He ordered 10 beard burgers when we went to the restaurant before. And then I think we're gonna get this bonus game, which I kind of also wish this was not in the game, but it is. And you can also actually skip it if you want. It's kind of a neat little throwback though, because this is the dojo from the first level of the first game. So this is essentially like it's not a rhythm-based thing at all. They're going to like put up items and we have to hit the button to like kick them. I'll only do this once. You can skip it all the rest of the times if you want. I mean, you can skip it this time if you want, but... I just want them to all have it at once so I can just do every single button at once. That was pretty close. This also, I think, goes on for a little too long. There it goes. I think I hit all the ones I could. So essentially you have your score and then you get the bonus and that just adds to your score. That's literally all that this little minigame is for. So if you care at all about score, which I don't know why you would, then you can do that. Otherwise, it's just kind of a waste of time if you ask me. Appropriate after that stage, though, I guess. This happens after every second stage. You'll also notice this is a really cool thing. If you were paying attention before, it was kind of dusk on the world map. It's actually now like switched over, just straight over to night. One thing this game does is it actually will change the world map depending on the time on your system clock. And it even did this on the PlayStation 2 also. So if you're playing during the day, it'll be daylight out. And since it's like just crossed over 7 o'clock in my time zone, it's now gone to night. So... I thought that was pretty neat little thing also. It's just something I noticed randomly as a kid. Like, wait, was it always night out on the world map? The game is all about high scores. I mean, you could if you really wanted. You can get... I've gotten 99.99 before. You have to essentially just like go into cool mode, which you can't do yet. But there are actually leaderboards in this game. Obviously, it's not... online leaderboards, but like locally. Oh, that's a sweet dolphin picture.
I'm beat.
Me too. Hey, where is everybody?
Maybe they went to get something to eat.
Hey, Parappa! Push that button on that remote control. That's it. That's it. Easy now, easy.
Quick, run back into place.
Something good is on.
I don't want to watch this.
No.
Wait, did something happen?
Oh, come on, we gotta watch this.
Are there ghosts in this house?
Not that I know of.
Oh no, now we've been shrunk also.
Hi there. We've been calling you all this time.
I saw you doing romantic karate. You're in big trouble, young man. But yeah, this game's a rhythm game. That's all it is. It's very self-explanatory once you see it. So there's a Lammy Katie Cat, I think is the cat's name, and I do not remember the name of the whatever the small thing is supposed to be.
Oh well, let's wait.
Yep, and they get shrunk also. This is a great sequence.
What in the world are you guys doing down here?
And then unexplicable practice session for no reason. You can only skip it once the thing actually starts, so I'm just mashing start, and that's when you can skip it. This is probably one of my favorite stages in the game, maybe my favorite stage actually. So I love this sequence.
Hello, package delivery.
I need your signature right here.
Pizza delivery.
Cleaning service.
Visitor from space.
Visitor from space.
Walking by.
Hello.
Anybody home?
Give me something.
Konnichiwa.
That's a shrimp.
Come on, Dad. Hurry. I want to grow big again.
Small and worthless. That's what you guys are. You keep shouting, you want to grow big. You want to grow big. Do you really understand the meaning of big?
That's deep.
Who's that? Don't know, but he'll probably help us get big.
You see, you are very small.
Uh-huh.
Your very existence is tiny, 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 tiny.
Ah, where's Parappa? I hope he likes this new shirt that I got him. It might be a little bit too big for him, but...
Sonny! Hey, Sonny!
I can't believe he didn't show up.
Sonny! I like this shirt. It's perfect.
Parappa, you have weird daydreams.
But to become big, you can't just
I think there's a name for
create your
envisioning your girlfriend as a giant. I don't think we want to get into that on this stream.
Yeah, I know. I gotta believe.
So we're gonna listen to Guru Ant, and he's gonna teach us how to become big. There's actually quite a lot of differences in this song between the NA and the PAL version.
Yeah.
Actually, I can really only think of one off the top of my head, but it's one that I know.
You wanna grow big.
This is a great song because it's kind of slower.
Revolutions all the time. People changing the world with crime, with violence and anger, hunger, whatever. I find that ridiculous.
Ooh.
If not meticulous, I do my best to guard my own premises. What's your name? What's your
It's just
name?
nice and chill.
What's my name? What's my name, fool?
What's that sound? Who that be? Huh?
What's that sound? Who that be? Huh?
Where you come from? Where you come from?
Where I come from? Where I come from?
You think you're big? You think you're big, kid?
I think I'm big. I think I'm big, kid.
And they're also like changing up the rhythm of the buttons now, so that's kind of the next step in difficulty.
Desire to grow back again.
You came to the right place. I'll make you big.
I came to the right place. You make me big.
And then this is where it gets interesting. We're getting big. We're getting very big. We're getting extremely big. This is too big. We're in space. Boy, you're in for a treat if you've never seen this game. This little panning shot going down like their legs is kind of disturbing. Especially as they're wiggling while they're talking. I like this line. It's fun to play.
I'm straight up legit. Always in control. I patrol my hood. Taking care of business. Stop the crime for good. I was a kid. You must have been.
No, we must have been dreaming.
You weren't dead. I must have been dreaming.
Better believe it.
So I think the difference is in the next line.
Better believe it. Your mind is like a demon.
Yeah, so he says, I am the man here.
You are the man
And in the PAL version, he actually says, "I am the Lord." So they switched that also. Whoops. Got ran over.
Now back to business. I wanna grow big, right?
Let's not waste no time. Here we go, alright?
Let's not waste no time. Here we go, alright?
And we're big again. Nope, too big again. Back in space. Hello, welcome to the stream, and this is the great moment of the video game.
I don't know what to do. It's all because of you.
You don't know what to do. It's all because
Put an arrow to the person whose fault it is.
My charm too.
you enjoy your time. It's your too.
Put me back, son. Come on, I gotta go.
Put you back, son. Come on, you gotta go.
I'm gonna miss my favorite.
Oh no, can't miss that.
Or you're gonna miss your favorite TV show.
Hey, you're pretty.
Yeah, this is a great game. This is like honestly one of my favorite rhythm games, just like
But you're
ever.
still bigger than your normal size.
I think if Jammer Lammy was made in this engine, that would be the best of like rhythm game that's ever been made, like period, out of all of them on any generation. But because I really like Jammer Lammy, I like the music, and it's kind of like two games in one. If you've never played it, because you have the whole thing with Lammy where she plays the guitar, and then like once you beat the game, it unlocks a separate mode with Parappa where you can go back through the stages and actually like do the rap instead. So it's kind of like two games in one. If it was just in a better engine that like wasn't so picky and impossible to actually get right, then that would be like the greatest game. But unfortunately, that's not the case. I think I have that on PS3 because that was on like the PS1 classics. Yeah, that's why Jammer Lammy is so. And the Parappa, like the songs are slightly different also.
To you, with honor and much respect, our dog, our boss, and our master, and the founder of the Noodleizer, Colonel Noodles. Yeah, give him a hand.
They all have the matching haircut.
Thanks to all of you. Our first operation,
This voice sounds familiar.
Operation Burgers into Noodles, has turned out to be a great success. We must take advantage of this outcome and keep expanding our operation. Shrimp noodles, chewy thick soup pasta, oriental ramen type noodles. We must expose this artistic, precious food that mankind has invented. Now is the time. Stand up for what you believe in.
Instantly stand up.
In noodles, that is.
In noodles.
Let noodles take over the world!
Yeah, dude, honestly, I'm for it.
As you may have noticed, some fools
Are they wielding
tried to turn
banjos?
every
Is that what that
food
is?
in our town into noodles. Noodles! Now we must terminate this action and protect the precious artistic foods that mankind has produced.
Yeah, I
Such
mean,
as
that's,
sweet
you know,
cherry pie,
noodles can take over the world if they
spongy
want. I
moist
won't be
cake
too
with
upset.
frosting, destructively sweet chocolate brownies, strawberry jam donuts, roasted marshmallows with caramel.
Let's name every
ice
food that
cold
is not noodles.
smoothies. Can't forget those colorful jelly beans, custard cream pie. And so, we have assembled this special force to act against and stop this criminal movement. The future lies
Wow.
in your hands. Now, begin the mission. Ah, if only Papa Parappa can finish.
And yes, his name is actually Papa Parappa. Jukebox, go away. Or boombox, go away. Nobody likes you. So unfortunately, I kind of think this stage is really like the low point of the game. It does get better after this, but I kind of think this stage is a little bit lame.
No, you guys go that way.
Special Armed Forces Training Camp. We'll
I can
turn
read.
you into a real man. A real man.
So it's kind of also the secondary theme, aside from the noodles.
Good luck, Parappa.
Parappa is trying to become a man to impress this flower lady who he likes.
Man. How about this one?
Dude, you have this rocket and your face is the cone. That's awesome. Oh no, you blew up.
Oops. Should've studied.
I don't know how that's related to this at all.
Now, listen carefully. My name is Musation.
The like constant air coming out of the nose thing, like that bothers me a little bit.
Mom and Dad were all mean instructors. But that doesn't mean I want you to do exactly as I say. I want you to come up with your own.
So I think this is where they start.
We're gonna keep going until you do.
It looks like they're trying to encourage you to like break off of the mold that the instructor is giving you, but there's still not really a reason to do that. I kind of think like the rapping cool stuff kind of sucks. I don't really like it, but so like I said, this stage is not really my favorite, but it's still fine. I kind of think her opening rhyme doesn't really make a lot of sense here either. What does fly the terrains smooth with no crane mean? I don't understand. And now we're back to just like 2 buttons. And I missed them both. But I pulled it off because of that. Like, I don't know why they go back to 2 buttons. And like this super long response time. Oops. Oh, give it to me. So this line coming up, reference to the first game. The driving instructor. And then this line. These lines suck. It's just the word kick over and over. So I can talk about that that reference line over and over. I could talk about that a lot, but I will save it till after. I like how they had put cause in parentheses because they couldn't fit it into the actual song. I kind of like the buttons for this. R for remember, X for never. I kind of feel like that was intentional. And now we're rock climbing. Of course, right and left for R and L. And then she takes off the facade. It's really not, though. It's very much brown, but that's okay. I just feel like this stage is too straightforward after the last few. You want to just forget it? And then that's it. That's just how it ends. I don't know. I feel like that one's just not interesting. But. So that line where she said, when I say boom, 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 you say bam, 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 no pause in between. Come on, let's jam. So that was a reference to the first Parappa game that was in the second stage. The reason it worked really well is because, I'm going to skip the bonus. The reason it worked really well in the first game was because, so your line was step on the gas in that first game. And it was just, so it was step on the gas on your way to full measure, step on the gas. And then she says, when I say boom, 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 she says that line, and then it's essentially the same thing, step on the gas, boom, boom, boom. And then it's, you say step on the gas, you know, and then, so it's like, the rhythm actually worked with the lyric in the first game, but it makes no sense in this game. It doesn't actually mean anything. That's my strong opinion on this Parappa the Rapper 2 line. I hope you all enjoyed it. I don't know about the sub emote. I was gonna do like exotic guy and like do the face, but I don't know. I just never got around to it, and now that we're not really doing .hack anymore, I don't know that that's really even relevant.
Good job, men, but never forget, training and real combat are two different things. Always keep up your training.
Yes, sir. I hate being stiff.
Yeah, my brain's stiff now.
Scram. Scram.
Oh, that's also the character from the first game. So was that guy. That was in like the very opening scene, I think. Yeah, probably. I'll talk about it later. I only mentioned it in at the beginning of this stream, so.
Time has come for the real thing. Civilians are held hostage at a hair salon. Get out there immediately and rescue them.
Well, nothing happened here. See you. Well, now that we've destroyed the entire military complex. So basically, I guess I can, you know, people will be rolling in or whatever. The thing with .hack is that I'm kind of reaching the point in the game where, like, I don't remember 100% like what's coming next all the time. And I kind of want to just like experience that like on my own. You know, there's a difference in playing a game to like present it to people and just playing it to enjoy it and take your time with it.
That's a cool
So,
afro.
well, that is a cool afro.
But that afro's growing bigger.
It's a lot of hair. And bats, for some reason.
Come on.
But yeah, it's at the point where I'd just rather kind of play through it on my own time. And like, we weren't even halfway through it. Like, the end of Volume 2 would be halfway through it because there are 4 volumes. So like, it's gonna take forever. And I'm kind of just having more fun playing it on my own. So we'll replace it with something else for future streams.
It's gone bananas ever since that tape deck started rolling. It'll only do afros.
I gotta get my hands on that tape deck. I need to set it up at my local barber shop so everybody can walk around with an afro.
Afro looks good on you.
Say that?
That afro looks good on you.
Sunny's gonna be here real soon. You don't want her to go through this, do you?
Come on, Sunny with an afro. Let's see it. What's your imagination look like, Parappa?
Hey, how do you like my new hairstyle?
Okay,
I had it done at
that
the
sure is a
hair
thing.
What was I supposed to do?
Mira! Let's see who can create the better hairstyle. But it better not sound like me. Create your own style. If you win, I'll redo everybody's hair.
But I've never cut nobody's hair before.
He's never cut nobody's hair, so he's cut everybody's hair before.
We're milking!
That seems kind of random, but that's like the name of their band or whatever. Yeah, if you really love her, you'll accept her new hairstyle.
Yeah, I know. I gotta believe.
I really wish there was some kind of crossover where you could actually like play as Lammy for a bit, especially since they did come out with Jammer Lammy. I really wish that was a thing. Accurate drumming. So I like this one. The lyrics are kind of simplistic at the start, but they do some interesting things with the buttons, I think.
Come inside, have a seat, and relax. I promise you, everything will be alright.
And of course you get to cut people's hairs and they all have afros, so that's great. Back to 2 buttons for now, but it'll pick up. Also, you notice the kids don't try this at home. I wonder if they were forced to put that in there. Because it's like, oh, Parappa cut people's hair. I can cut people's hair. Now we start to get a little more. Gotta really watch the buttons carefully.
You see now, I don't have time to lose. My customers keep coming in and out. Many demands for people alike. I know what cutting hair is all about. Trim, trim, cut, trim, trim. Trim, trim, cut, trim, trim.
Like this should have been a Lammy crossover moment, right? And also, if you hit dye a different number of times, they will end up with different colored hair, which I think is pretty good. So that person now has green and blue hair. I apologize. This is where I'd really like these lines too. That feels pretty good. Doing good. Just cutting hair and almost missing lines because I'm talking. Like that one, that was pretty bad. Get an extra done in there.
Hey,
And we blew up the tape deck and now he's alright.
You did. You told me to.
I don't understand. You told me to. But then, like, 2 in the subtitles is TOO, like, also. I wonder if that was a misreading or something. So, stage 6, yeah. I'm not going to talk about Doc Hack, like, all stream. I've talked about it numerous times. So, if anyone in the chat wants to fill in as the question rolls in, I'll talk about it again at the end, I think, but... So stage 6 is kind of the traditional, this is the stage where like all of the Rat Masters get together sort of thing. But it's done slightly differently in this one, which I like.
This machine must be the problem.
Let's have Parappa's dad check it out.
Yeah, like I just talked about it not too long ago, so it'll be in the, like just before this point pretty much.
Turning everything into noodles.
Whoa, this is
Oh, a rubber duck.
Whoa. Oh my. This game is really rare.
Hey, this is no time to be talking about games.
This is the perfect time to be talking about games.
Seems to be the nerve of the noodleizer.
What?
If we
Wasn't
can
there an
overcome
actual
this
game
software,
called Food
maybe
Court?
we can find a solution.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
This game never hit the market.
But why is that?
I like the giant rubber duck on the TV in the background too.
Wow. I didn't know there was a
Yeah, this
room
game
like
is
this in
super
my
weird
house.
and I love it. I would really recommend if you've like not seen it before to make sure you go back and watch like the start of it too.
Clear this game.
So everyone who couldn't clear this game,
In other words, their bodies accepted nothing but noodles.
so if you played the game and didn't beat it, you could eat nothing but noodles. Boombox, go away, man.
It's practice time.
It's not practice time. It's watch the story time.
Okay, that's it. Good luck.
I think the second one is way better. I think it's like leaps and bounds better than the first one.
I can't concentrate in a very big room. Where did I put her? Found it.
What?
A picture of me and my wife on our honeymoon.
Relevant.
She used to be really nice.
She used to be really nice.
No way. Pet stone from back in the days. This is rare stuff. Can you sell this to me?
Oh, I got a whole bunch of those in the box back there.
Let's dig through our dad's old stuff. That's always fun. A lot of dust.
Oh, all we have to do now is plug this.
So I guess this is like a knockoff Virtual Boy or something.
But this is too dangerous for kids. I'm
Gotta
not gonna
wind
let
it up.
my baby son do this.
I know that's his. You call him chicken. Baby is his word.
All this time, I've had many, many great teachers help me out. But for me to become a real man, it's time I do this myself. No, Dad, I'll do it.
Once this game starts, no one can help you. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no food other than noodles anyway, so only being able to eat noodles will not be the end of the world, right?
Hey,
nice.
Watch out for those flying noodles.
So we're essentially going to go through like the raps, basically, of all the different teachers we've come across. The gameplay's still the same. It looks a little different, but there's no actual different controls. You also notice we've gone to 2 lines now. Throwing a little extra there. So we're throwing cake and ice cream while they're throwing noodles at us. I'm also pretty sure that French the fries is not an actual thing you do. Yeah, why not? Have a little fun. I would have to do an extra height. Nice. See, I think that works better. You need the extra button.
All the time, people changing the world with crime, with violence, anger, hunger, or whatever. I never get scared. You all know the deal. Patrol my hood, keeping things for real. Pull the lever or whatever. Right.
A lot more buttons suddenly.
Come on, get down.
Pull the lever or whatever. Right now. Better make it quick. Come on, get down. Now.
I am the man. You all know my name now. I got it all. Cash, money, and fame.
You are the man. We all know your name now. You got it all. Cash, money, and fame.
It's not that hard, though.
Put me back, son. Come. I gotta go now. I'm gonna miss my TV show.
Put you back, son. Come. You gotta go now. You're gonna miss your TV show.
And then the kind of boring one comes in. It's funny how that's reflected here also. Oh, she did a circle. Those don't exist in this universe. A little early on that one, but that's fine. That's the thing about having a lot of buttons, is that if you miss one, it's actually not that big of a deal.
Lean it to the left, lean it to the right. Do it. Cross the teeth and obey your needs.
Hey Dayu, how's it going? We're just in time for rapping, and if we lose, we can only eat noodles. It's a long story. That one's kind of fun, though.
Give it your best shot to keep yourself red hot.
Doing good.
You want to bring out the original flavor for my people. Come on, kid. Here comes the final.
So the last line for this guy is like one of the best lines in the game. I think it's after this one. Whoa, that R is on the wrong line. That's not right. It's so good. It's just so fun to hit those buttons. Well, we did it. I guess we can eat other foods.
That's my boy.
I don't know why we had to beat this game. Maybe to like break some kind of protection mechanism, but oh well, we did it. Maybe we're just daredevils and we can only feel alive by taking massive risks. No, go away. I don't want to do the bonus game. So that's why I said I kind of wish that was also just like not in the game at all. Yeah, we're just about done. This actually, you can see we've filled out most of the map. There's only 2 more stages left. This one is kind of like the final boss, and then the last one is sort of like a celebratory thing, so... We've discovered the core of the noodleizer, so maybe now we can figure out some way to stop it.
Good job, son.
Thanks. Now what do we
All
do
right,
with
that's
this?
cool.
Now we use sweets to confront noodles. Then stick this ROM into this.
Oh wow, the
unfinished
ROM. They
noodle.
actually used the correct terminology.
Now it's complete.
It's not gonna shrink us this time, is it?
Warning! Warning! We are under attack. Level 2 warning.
Who's broadcasting this into our house?
Attacking our town. Repeat. Warning! Warning!
Yes? What? A noodle syndicate tank on the streets?
Hello? What? The Noodle Syndicate took over the music store?
It's a nice phone.
Guitar strings turned into noodles?
Guitar strings turned into noodles. That sounds bad. What? That's an old classic phone. How is that working?
At the Chinese restaurant.
Noodles into noodles at the restaurant.
It's showtime, men.
Hey, why don't you use my past inventions?
No, boombox, please.
It's practice time.
It's not practice time. It will never be practice time. You're ruining, you're spoiling the lines.
Okay, that's it. Good luck.
Wow, that's a good dashboard. Yo, I want the dog jet and like the duck jeep. I want all of this. Boy, they weren't kidding. They have giant tanks that shoot noodles. Turning full buildings into noodles. I mean, I like noodles and all, but this is probably a little overboard. Man, I need that dog jet. I just need it to exist. I don't have to own it. I just need to like see it actually exist.
Green troopers, cover up! Fire!
Well, at least it's working. Things are just converting back and forth into noodles.
Okay, men, switch to sweets attack.
10-4, sir. Switching to sweets attack.
Just lob cakes at them. That'll work.
Yes! Yes! Do it! May sweets take over the world!
I don't think this is helping us at all.
I don't think this is helping at all.
Hey,
Well, I mean,
these guys are dummies.
What? Hey, check it out. What are those wires sticking out?
It goes that way.
Let's follow it. It goes into that building.
good running music. It's just so well made. I just love the production on this.
It just doesn't get any sweeter than this.
That must be the boss.
Hey, what are you looking at?
What are you
Wait a
looking?
minute. You're the burger shop's son.
It is.
What do you think you're doing?
Shut up! I hate burgers. And
This
I'll
is the
tell you
greatest
why.
character.
I was destined to become a burger shop owner from the day I was born. My dad was so into burger research that all I got to eat was burgers, burgers, burgers. Burgers for a snack, burgers for breakfast, burgers for lunch, and burgers for dinner. Even at my own birthday party. Hamburger, cheeseburger, bacon burger. All my friends hated me for that.
Why?
Even
That would be
my mother.
awesome.
She ate so many burgers that...
Did she pass away?
No, she turned into one.
Oh my god. Ah!
But see, I always liked noodles
The body
more than
horror.
burgers. Actually, I love noodles. That's why I'm going to have noodles take over the world. Noodles are the flow. Noodles are the groove. And I'm gonna make everybody understand that. So let there be noodles. I represent for noodles, baby. You know that. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. Oh, I know I'm right. Oh, I know. I gotta believe.
Oh no, he's used our catchphrase against us. Whatever shall we do? Let's rap for it.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it down like this, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna let my man Parappa know that noodles rule the world. Yeah, that little slippery thing tastes so good all the time. Yeah, that's right. It goes a little something like this. Stay with me now, here we go. Like this. In parentheses, let me stress the fact clearly. No matter what the deal, I crave for this dearly. The so-called noodles that you find in spaghetti are sweeter than idols. Do damage.
Yo, he's a little advanced for me right now.
I got the flow coming at July. Bring the place alive every single day I jive. With the thought comes my direct actions. Ask my followers, they'll say it's an addiction.
So, I had a lot of fun with a button that made you say suck it. When I was a kid, I had a lot of fun with that one.
Chinese, Italian, Thai, or Jamaican, Mexican, Egyptian, English, Korean. Anything goes, even Hawaiian. Anything goes, even Alaskan. Guam and Chewy.
This is a great game. It's a very odd game, but it's a great game.
Tastes good, we'll chop suey. 8 minutes to boil and 2 minutes to eat. Admit it, kid, you know noodles can't be beat.
Oh, wait a minute.
Roll it on your spoon, create your own boom. Roll it on my spoon, create my own boom. I bet you didn't know noodles the rule. I bet you didn't know.
It's a little too fast.
Sushi, burgers, they all taste good. Pizza, burritos, they all taste
We're rapping about why noodles are or are not the best food in the world. That's what's going on. You know, just normal everyday occurrence.
I keep the place intact. I do a rap like this. You can use a spoon, fork, knife, or even chopsticks. Come on, kid, get down with the mix. N-double-O-D-L-E-S D-double-O-K-I-E-S.
And I think you can spell cookies wrong, but I don't think it actually, like, makes the wrong word appear or anything. Oh, I'm about to go into cool. Better miss one. I'll talk about that later. Not right now. Yeah, just normal. You know, how humans eat food. This is also one of my favorite lines. But don't ask me why. It bothers me when it's on the wrong line. Must have sounded real eerie. Wow, okay. Got it.
See? Noodles aren't the only food around, you know. Yeah, you're right. I'm up for some noodle sushi.
Did you learn anything? So I guess we've defeated the final boss. We have convinced him that noodles are not the only food in the world. And this may just be, I don't remember if this is an actual scene, like this may just be a musical, if I'm not mistaken. Well, we can watch it anyway, of course. So this is the final stage, stage number 8. And then we can kind of get into some of the extras and other things. Takes a while to load. Yep, final party. Woo, we did it. Why is the background still noodles? And are we gonna get shrunk again? Dad, why did you pick this weird music? This is just like a friendly picnic. I wonder if this is gonna get me copyright matched on YouTube. Turned out she was watching us the whole time. And that's romantic and totally not creepy. She was doing romantic karate also. Wait a minute. Everything will get me copyrighted on YouTube. See, now we're friends. I think Flower Girl actually likes us after all. Oh man, we gave him a matching hat. Please come and play at our concert. If you couldn't read that. Resolution's a little weird. I like that the hat also like doesn't even cover his hair.
Hey, Sonny. I've tried so many things to try and grow up, but I don't think I really did. So, for today's show, I'm just gonna do what I always do.
Don't be silly, Parappa. You're man enough already. If you keep trying and never give up, you're already a grown-up.
Yeah.
The moral of the story. And yes, we have this spider MC. And again, we're rapping on like a giant noodle stage. There's more than noodles. I thought we learned this lesson. So does anyone actually like do this? Let me hear you say ho and then do this thing. Is that like an actual thing? A lot of L's and R's. Like, I'm sure somebody at some point in history did it, but like, wasn't that like lame after the first time? That wrong line, man. I like to try to do this backwards. I wonder if it'll... It still gave it to me. I like that it allows you to do that. That's really good design. Like, it doesn't penalize you for doing that. It still counts it correct. Oh, I tried to do it. I'm gonna have to miss one so I don't go into cool. Sorry about that. You may have noticed like the little good meter was about to go up one level. I essentially just don't want it to go up, because then that just like completely changes the song. If it didn't count against me, I would just stop it. After it says we all have problems. It's like, we all have problems, and then we wait for 2 measures. Oh, now it's a 3-layer noodle cake burger combination. Now we do it again. And then this is really mean. See how quickly you have to hit that? If you don't know it's coming, then you would 100% miss it. And you can also make them say different things. I do like that they repeat like your custom lines though.
Yeah, Parappa, was that a party or what?
It surely was. I hope you all had a great time too.
And then the classic drum ending that just never stops.
And so, that's the end of this funny adventure. Peace is back in Parappa Town.
That we've managed to repair all of the buildings.
Loving the new noodles taste and all. They're having a good time. My friends are watching movies, you know, listening to music, back to doing what they usually do. But as for Dad, he's still coming up with those impractical gadgets and using up all the family's money. But as for me, I'm on my
Basically, the power of rap has saved the town from turning into noodles.
But cheese. I want another lifetime supply.
Dude, a lifetime supply of cheese. Oh man. See, now there is no problem there. Like, you could eat cheese every single day if you wanted. This is a little jumpy on the TV. I don't know if it's coming through on the actual stream or not, but because this is kind of, you know, obviously this was a PS2 game, so they've had to do some upscaling or like making it not interlaced, basically. So there's a little jumping, but well, that's it. Now we get this nice panoramic view of this 3D model pizza with like individual blocks of cheese on top of it. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Well, we're not quite done yet. We finished the game, but there's still like actually a couple more things that I want to show. Because when you play through like the second time, the game actually changes a little bit. Like all the songs and stuff are still the same, obviously, and there's no like hidden stages or anything. But each of the stages that you've done actually change a bit. And there's also another mode. There's actually 2 modes, but only one of which I can like actually show you. And the other, there's a multiplayer mode, and then there's also like a versus computer mode, and they're the same thing. So if you see the computer mode, then you'll see the multiplayer mode also. I like that they have just like multiple shots of different angles of this pizza. I'm curious if this is actually coming through interlaced. I don't think so because, oh look, the cheese turned into Parappa the Rapper too. I don't think so because you would notice it on the stream, but I can't think of like why it would be jumping on my TV and not on the stream unless like the capture card is actually handling the interlacing somehow. We've just gone to a white background now though. This pizza is in the white room. If the town was in danger, like, from cheese, I don't think I would save it. And that's Parappa the Rapper 2. I think this is just looping back to the start now. Yeah, because this game is actually... I won't bore you with all the technical details, but this game is actually like really hard to de-interlace cleanly. So I imagine like they just implemented some solution that basically gets it, but there's still a little artifacting. So we can save if we want. We probably should, because we haven't yet. Okay.
Saving now. Save complete.
Whoa, that was really fast. You didn't even get to say saving now. So as you can see, Parappa now has a new color hat. So we can actually go through all of these stages again. We're still on this. You notice, you also, like, the heads that are spinning around, they all have a red background because we were wearing a red hat the first time we went through it. So it's actually a shortcut you can do. If you hold L1 and L2 at the same time, there's actually a couple different things you can do. But if you hold L1 and L2 as you select single play, and then hold it down until it gets into this loading screen. It will actually skip the entire story and like the practice mode and everything, and then it'll essentially just load you straight into the actual song, as you can see here. So we're gonna go through, actually, I'm probably going to go to a, well, actually, this was probably a good one to do it. We'll do this one. I have to go back into it now. Oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, so let's go back into this one. I think this one should work. I hope it does it this time around. There are essentially, I think there's like 5 different tiers, like 5 different color hats, and essentially like each time you go through it, it gets a little bit harder. I don't know if you'd notice it that much on this one, but we may see some things. So if you missed this the first time around, well, here you go. We may also try to get into the cool stuff here if I can do it. Okay, so this sign's still the same, but we'll just do some things here, freestyling. Okay, it's not changing anything. Okay, we're good. Notice there are 2 cuts now. And then it switched back. So this game actually kind of plays with you a bit. If you play with it, okay, well, I messed up. You kind of, like, you can hit your own rhythms, but then you kind of still have to be on beat. So essentially, like, if you sort of do your own freestyle thing, this game will actually respond a little bit. It will actually change some of the lines. So we'll see. Okay, so it didn't change anything there. It's probably not really wanting to do it since we're just on the 2nd tier right now. So I'm also not going into cool. I feel like it's harder to do it on the first stages. We'll move into one of the later ones, like afterwards. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so when we get into cool, essentially the teacher leaves, and you can just hit whatever you want. And each like button does a different line, so. See, the thing I don't really like about this mode is that there's really no indication. Like sometimes I got a plus there, but. If I can finish it in this mode. Okay, I think this is the last line. Yeah, so if you finish it, you get a different ending.
You the man, terrifica.
That was a party, and I feel fine.
But you can kind of see why I didn't want to go into the cool mode the first time around, because that just, you know, completely ruins the song. If we're being honest, I don't really know how to play it correctly, because like if you just hit the lines correctly over and over, like if you get the timing right on the individual lines, you will eventually lose it. And that's part of what I don't really like about the cool mode. You also notice now there's a crown above him. That means that we have beaten them on the blue hat playthrough. And got the cool ending. If you get a cool ending on every single one of these, you actually unlock like a music store between the 2nd and 3rd stages where you can just go in and sample the music, basically. So that's that. The other thing you can do, let's just switch over. We'll do this one again. So if you hold R1 and R2, that's the right trigger and the right bumper, and then I'm also going to hold L1 and L2 to skip it. So if we hold those whenever we hit the play option, and we're in the loading screen, I can let him go. So we'll skip straight to it, and you'll notice a difference once we actually get to the gameplay itself.
You wanna be big, you wanna grow big.
This is just a good song, so I had to do it again.
World with crime, with violence and anger, hunger, whatever. I find that ridiculous. If not meticulous, I do my best.
So once the prompt actually comes up, you'll notice that the icons have been replaced with ninja stars. Essentially what this means is that you can hit any button. So this is like a super easy mode, I guess. All you have to do is just like hit X over and over or whatever. I'm just see if I can get him to switch things up. Nah. It's really easy to get them to change if you're on like your 5th playthrough. But I think at this point where there's like a very limited pool. So I won't go through this full thing because it's actually kind of boring when you don't have to like hit a specific button. Yeah, this one's your favorite because like this is the best song in the game probably. Yeah, so he's not really changing anything. Okay, well, we'll skip out of it. You know, we already played it through one time, so there's no sense in really just like listening to the full song again for no reason. There's really only one other thing that I wanted to do, and I'm not sure which one I want to do it on. Maybe the video game one. So there's these other modes that you might have seen. We also have rankings here that will essentially just check your memory card for this is what I meant by the leaderboards. It's just kind of locally what your best score was. So we have these versus computers. Unfortunately, only the first one is unlocked at first, and the first one sucks. So we'll just have to go through this a couple times to get to like the final like hardest difficulty computer. So this is the multiplayer mode, the battle mode. We can play it against the computer, or you can actually play it against somebody else if you had 2 controllers hooked up. You could actually play this in multiplayer, which I did a few times, and it's pretty decently done. I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine like what you would do in a multiplayer. I still think Jammer Lammy probably had the better multiplayer, but... So essentially we're just gonna get a line from the song, and we have to do whatever we want with it. So we can just, you know, we'll get points. And you can do this over and over if you want, but you can see. And if you do a different line and it's accepted, it'll actually change that to the actual line that they have to do. You can do this sometimes. There we go. And then at this point, the computer doesn't know what to do.
What happened? Player 2, you can do better than that. 3, 2, 1. Unforgettable.
But it's actually kind of fun to battle with like the highest level computer. You pretty much have to hit all of them. I can't get that to stick. There we go. And eventually, you know, like they'll lose points if you're doing way better than them. So if you bring them down to 0, or occasionally, you know, if you survive the entire thing, it's just who has the higher points. See if we can. Nah, that's way off. Oh, it gave it to me, but it didn't change it. I really want to. It won't switch it. I think that's too many, maybe. Okay. And then sometimes it just takes them away. And eventually, like, the line is... So you can just keep changing it like that, and it's actually really fun if you're playing against like a computer that can somewhat keep up. So we'll try to go through each of the levels and see if we can get to the 4th one before too long. No, we don't need to save. Oh, it unlocks the 4th one. Thank you. That's great, actually. So let's just go ahead and straight up against the 4th one, and we'll see how this goes. The computer will actually take the initiative on the 4th one to try to make some super hard lines. I think we can... Oh, okay, well, let's try again. I thought we might have been able to skip it, but...
Welcome to the battle mode. The rules are simple. I'll give you a phrase to play, so player 1...
Okay, we can. Set the X. There we go.
3, 2, 1... Press the prize!
I think the bass lines are also a little harder, too.
Friends, the prize. Boom. Friends, the prize. Friends, throw. Friends, the prize. Boom. Friends, the prize. Throw. Friends, the prize. Boom. Friends, throw. Friends, the prize. Friends, boom. Friends, the prize. Friends, throw. Friends, boom.
That was bad. It's probably as many. Well, I think he actually won. It's a little arbitrary sometimes. So, I don't know. That could have been improved a little bit, but sometimes there's not a lot you can do. These long ones are pretty fun, too. You get a lot of points if you just do it correctly the first time. Really? Alright, knocked him out that time. I kind of want to do it with the moose one, the 4th one I think it is, because I remember that one actually, you could switch those up quite a lot. It may not work as well this time because there's like so many buttons already. You missed one. Yeah, do that one. He did. If you can hear the buttons, I apologize. Yeah, I kind of have to hit them. I didn't like that. Come I go. That's pretty fun. It doesn't. There's like a threshold for how many buttons you can actually add, so. Okay, I didn't know if it would let me do that or not. Really? I thought I hit that. I hope he misses this, or... There we go. So like I said, it's actually, I think, a lot of fun playing against the level 4 computer. This is also like some of the bass lines for some of the harder versions of the songs too. Like the songs in the actual like main game actually get this difficult. I didn't see the change in time, so. Yeah, that was a little off. It's a little, I don't know, I don't think it's as fun with these like one-word buttons, but... Let's wait. And I got it. Whew, man, I don't know, it's just fun. I like it a lot. I think this is a well-made mode, and when you would think about, okay, like, how do we do multiplayer in a game like this? You know, what do you think of? But they actually thought of something, and it's, like, noticeably, it's appreciably different from the main game, but, like, still kind of in the same vein. So I'm gonna try to see if we can get this one. We're gonna have to fight the level 1 computer real quick, and then after this we might be finished, because there's not really a lot. I'm not gonna go through the entire game again. I may at some point try to get to, like, the final cycle, and then, like, play through it one more time on the very last, like, difficulty.
I'll give you a phrase to play, so player 1, try to play better than I did. Then player 2, you have to try and do better than what player 1 did.
Alright, we can just skip these. Also like this weird little environment we're in, this tile. I can't even hit the base phrase, so yeah, the level 1 computer kind of sucks. Oh, come on, switch the line over. It's not switching it. There we go. Okay, I won't let you change everything at once. They're already out.
You can do better than that. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2,
1. Lean it. I counted that just. Yeah, they also kind of don't pick up on, like, if the line changes when you do it, they don't always, like, pick up on that immediately. Oh man, this has a lot of room for changing. This bike is just floating. Can you handle that level 1 computer? Didn't think so. Alright, so now let's do the actual level 4, and then we'll probably be done after that. I think kind of the more interesting thing is that the fact that on future playthroughs, like, the main game will actually kind of adapt to you sort of like this. Like, it's not exactly the same, obviously, because it's not going to just, like, replicate the last line that you did. But, you know, if you're doing freestyle, then the instructions will actually get slightly more complicated. and you can sort of go up and down in these tiers. It's really interesting if you can see it in action, but unfortunately you kind of have to beat the game a few times to really get to that point.
Try to... Okay, baby, let's go. We're gonna do like this. 3, 2, 1. To the right, to the left, to the left, to the left. 3, 2, 1. To the right, to the left, to the left, to the left.
Oh, just immediately we're going for this, huh? I almost filled up this whole thing with buttons. I thought we'd hit the threshold, but I can still add more. Man. Yes, I remembered this one kind of being more flexible for whatever reason than that other one. I can do that better than you can. I missed one.
Battle. Let's move on.
Maybe the last one. Oh, that one's weird because that square is offbeat. I like that we're just constantly going after this doubles. That was bad. I should just like hit the thing. Yeah, that doesn't lose points. Alright, well I ended up winning anyway. That one, I don't know, that line didn't work well for some reason. Alright, well that's probably all that we really need to see of Parappa 2. Like I said, I may try to like go through this and like get to the final stage or whatever so we can like eventually at some point see what the hardest version looked like. But I think for now that's probably going to do it. And I don't really have anything else planned. So, you know, hour and 45 minutes or so. I pretty much just wanted to do something because I wanted to talk about how we're not going to be doing .hack anymore. I explained it at the beginning and at some point in the middle, but you know, people come in at various times and people ask questions. So essentially, I think I'm not going to be streaming .hack anymore. We've reached a point in the game where I'm just, you know, I don't really remember like exactly what's happening next. So I kind of want to just experience that on my own instead of being under the pressure to like also perform for people and keep the game moving, as opposed to just being able to take time for it for myself, you know, when I want to and not have to play it in 3-hour chunks. That's also a thing. So we'll probably find something to replace it with. I may replace it with Wind Waker, but like don't hold me to that. I haven't actually played Wind Waker in like months and months. So whenever the last time I posted a video was, I don't even have my Wii U set up right now, so I would have to set all that up. But I've still got my spreadsheet that has all of my routing info in it. So, you know, worst comes to worst, I could pretty much just read off of that and do what comes next. So we'll do something probably. Also, Thursdays are no longer going to work for my schedule. I have a different raid group now. The raid group that I was with, and we were doing the ultimate coils in Final Fantasy XIV, if any of y'all know anything about that. We pretty much have given up on that. So I'm in a different group now that actually runs Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So maybe Fridays we'll replace it with, but I'll have more info on that later. So anyway, I think we're good on this for now. Hope you all have a good week, because it'll probably be the end of the week before I can see you again. So VODs will be up and all the usual good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed Parappa the Rapper 2. It's a good game. You've seen pretty much all there is to see, I guess, but I think it's worth playing for yourself. I mean, it's a good game to play. It's fun, and you know, if you've got friends, then maybe you can sit around for half an hour and play the multiplayer. I don't know, whatever. Something you can do, but anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming out. Hope you all had a good Monday and a good rest of the week. Best wishes from Video Game Land. May you eat all the noodles and burgers that your heart desires. So, thanks for coming out. See you guys next time.